Hey, B Spice. How you doing, girl? Hey, hey, hey. I had it on mute because they blasting music in the neighborhood today. Girl, you can hear like everything. It's so loud. You can hear everything they're saying. You know how YouTube is with that copyright. They having a good time though. They just chilling. They just chilling. They blasting music, but it's not in the, I guess you could say it's not in a bad way. Maybe their next door neighbor don't like it, but okay. Now, if I were their next door neighbor, I wouldn't like it. But, you know, I don't know. You know how people are. People feel like they have the right to do what they want to do in their own homes. And I agree with that. I agree with that. But a lot of times people don't understand that when you're on your own home, you have the right to do what you want to do until it infringes on the rights of your neighbors. A lot of people don't get that. They just get, this is my house, I pay the mortgage, or I'm paying the rent, or I'm leasing. And as long as I'm up to date and I'm here and it's mine and my name is, they can do what they want to do. Sometimes, I talked about this before, people have real issues with boundaries. Like, yeah, we got a lot of rights. We got the right to do whatever we want to do at our homes, in our homes, as long as we're still not breaking the law. You still just can't break the law because you're doing it at your home. You know, I think sometimes people still have issues understanding that. They think my home, my rights. Yeah, that's true. Your home, your right to do whatever you want to do until it infringes on the rights of other people. Sometimes people don't understand that. You can do whatever you want to do in your house, as long as it don't infringe on the rights of your neighbors. Right, but the music shouldn't be heard. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You got some people, they be like, my home, my right to play the music however loud I want to, my right to stink up the neighborhood. The worst ones are the ones that stink the neighborhood up with their dong yong yong. It's like, you know, that stuff don't smell good to everybody. Shoot. I know some people love it. You know, they love the smell of it. But then you got some people who don't like it at all. Like some people can tell you what's good stuff and what's bad stuff. Listen, I can't tell you good from bad because I just don't like it. It just smells funky. And mainly the young people that be blasting music. Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh. It's like every generation goes through their music phase, right? Where they blast the music. Because I can remember when we were growing up, people would be like, our parents and grandparents would be like, y'all hearing gonna be so messed up. So it's like each generation goes through that phase of that. So you can't be hypocritical, but each generation is crazy for doing it. Yeah, it lingers for a long time. Each generation is crazy for doing it. And I mean, it's like you got men probably in their 40s right now. And every time you talk to them, they're, what you say now? Or they frowning at you like you're not talking up loud enough. And they were the main ones in the 90s and 2000s blasting the heck out of their music. You couldn't tell them nothing. You didn't know what you was talking about. You ain't no doctor. You know, they'll say stuff like that to try to downplay what you're telling them. And I'm like, listen, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know. Your people, your parents, your grandparents can tell you. I might not be a doctor, but when I used to work in the steel mill and all that noise, we used to wear those plugs, we wore them for a reason. That loud music right there in the front of you right there in that little car, that little box car or truck of yours, You blasting that music. It's tearing those eardrums up. It is tearing those eardrums up. Yeah, it damages your ears. It's like proven that stuff. That's the thing that's so funny, B Spice. A lot of the stuff that people said back in the 90s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, people would try to like say, well, how do you know? Well, people work in plants. They work in areas where the noise is so loud that their supervisors, their bosses, the plant owners had to provide ear protection, earmuffs or earplugs, because it was even known back then. It's always been known that loud, excessively loud noises damage your ears. Hey, Vanessa. Vanessa says, hey, Lunch Fry, hey, everyone. Everybody knows that excessively loud noises, sounds for extended periods of time does damage to your ear fibers, those nerves, those drums. I might go back the other way, y'all, because there's a lot of people doing their lawn work today. And they look nice, too. The lawns look really nice today. So, I mean, it doesn't take to be a rocket scientist. It doesn't take you to go to med school. It doesn't take you to go to nursing school to know. And the reason our parents were telling us that is because, guess what? For however loud their speakers could be back in the day, a lot of them did the same thing. They did the same thing. They blast music. And so now, some of them are in their 40s who were told this maybe 20 years ago, 40s, 50s. You always say, huh? You always say what? You never hear what I say real good. You know what they do? They deflect. You need to speak up. You're not talking loud enough. Hey, bye. Thank you again, bye, for that super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for your support. You supported me on the last live and this live. And I appreciate you. I don't know who Bye is, but let me tell you something. Bye has supported me. And that's what, that's what we content creators, that's what we channel holders, if you don't consider yourself a content creator, and even subscribers, we love support. Like, subscribers support each other, mentally, emotionally, verbally, financially, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And to show up in my chat is a great, that's support. That's support. That's the number one support. A lot of people are always talking about they're there. If you don't see them, then you're not there. Okay? If you can't be seen, you don't have enough gumption to just say hello, especially if you rock with them, then you're not there. Anybody can say that they're there. And yes, I know, I ain't got a lot. Let me tell you something. You born with a mouth that splits across ways. You have the propensity to lie. Anybody can lie. Yeah. Maybe you don't have a reason to, but it doesn't mean that you don't. So bye. For that, I truly appreciate you for showing that support. It's much appreciated. Much love to you for that. It's a Vanessa. It's a B Spikes. It's 2025, y'all. And I just feel like, I talked about that on my community wall, like New Year's resolutions versus goals or whatever. Like, if you don't want to make goals because you don't feel, or resolutions because you don't stick to them, if you don't want to set goals, New Year goals, which basically to me are resolutions, because you don't stick to them, and you want to use the phrase, I just want to be better. Like, are you truly going to be better? Are you truly going to strive to be better? Because I think for some people that's just kind of like a cop out, like something different to say so that they don't sound cliche. And now we've heard I just want to be better for so long that that's just one of the expected things to say at the beginning of the new year. Like, you can want to be better throughout the year. I want to be better throughout the year. All right. I want to be better throughout the year. But because the new year is like a time for a lot of people that they feel like refreshed, recharged, rejuvenated, I understand. I understand them saying it during that time. You just want to be better. You want to be, you know, more fulfilled maybe, do more rewarding things. So, that being said, I totally understand just wanting to be better. But at the same time, when people say that, it's honestly like a cover up to the fact that they're not going to do better. You know, because I think we should want to do better 365 days out of the year. 365 days out of the year. I understand what they mean because I want to be better. And that being said, there's certain places I'm not trying to really go, you know, day to day in life, online, on social media. And then there are places where it's not that I'm not trying to go at all, but I'm really, really cutting back. I'm really, really cutting back. Stefan, I thought that was you, Stefan. Amber told Rose, so I hope she did. Oh yeah, you know that's going straight to Wayne. Stefan, I don't know if you heard, you probably didn't catch me last time. I said, is that Stefan? I said, it looks like Stefan's emoji. Vanessa says, I don't know yet, looking a little shady. Yeah. Because my thing is, Vanessa, it was like, you know how you realize things and you understand things? Like you don't, it doesn't take like a light bulb to go off. Like you just truly understand and realize things, and you always realize those things, right? Well, what I realized on January 1st is that, and I guess it's okay, because I'd rather people be more honest than not, but some people didn't even say they want to do better. Some people didn't even try to do better by the actions on here. And I'm just like, you know what? People are people. You know, you can't stop people from being people, right? Because nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. But at the same time, it was like you at least like, hello. You expect sometimes for people to try maybe. And it was like January 1st was just like December 1st, November 1st, October, September, August, July, June, May, April, March. You know, it was just all the same. And in some situations it was worse. So I'm like, it was kind of draining. I ain't gonna even lie to me, it was draining. So I took a couple of days out and I was like, nah. Some of the same old stuff is all right, but some of the same old stuff is all right, but like, you just need a break from it. And Stefan, I don't know. I don't think he does. I don't think Mike does. Let me see. Don't tell I quiet. You too, let's ride. Oh, okay. I got you, bro. I got you. Yeah, he got out. Vanessa says, oh, I'm sorry. I was talking about, I was trying to, what you were saying, Vanessa, was kind of go into what I was saying. So I was trying to make sure. And I thought about it for a second. I said, I think I get what she's saying. But you were talking about Mike. Look, let me tell y'all about Mike. Look, bro needs to be he needs to be my co-host, cause look, we got to talk about Mike. Listen, let me tell you, we got to talk about Mike. Mike, he was so scared, bro. He was so scared. He was really, really scared. And what ended up happening is they told him he didn't have to get out. He wasn't never in. So I guess they just let him be, you know, just cool because of his cousin. I guess it was they just was like accepting him. But then it was like, I don't know. You know what? The writers, and Mike might be the one writing. I know he directs. He might be writing part of this skit, but it was so funny because y'all, even the ladies were taking off their jackets. They was about to get down with Mike. They was about to get down with Mike. And then when his cousin was like, bro, you wasn't even, how you gonna get out of something you ain't even in? So like, so it was so funny. And the way they were acting though, you would have thought that he was in, you know? You would have thought that he was in. Um, they was calling him fam and stuff, but and from what gangs are like that. Gangs are like that. You don't necessarily have to be in for them to consider you family. So, because of him being related to Hulk, I guess they just kind of made him kind of honorary, not honorary. Like you good, you cool with us. We gonna rock with you and ride with you, but you're not in. Vanessa, it was so funny, y'all. But it was so funny. I ain't gonna even lie to you. It was so funny because I thought Mike was in too. But it's so funny because y'all, everybody thinks of Mike as a joke. That just lets you know that even the gang thought of Mike as a joke. Like, you cool and everything, but you ain't in like that, bro. You ain't in. He was wearing the blue and everything. Yes. And see, I do feel like one of the comments said that they think that Hulk knows what he did, and so he just messing with him. Because my thing is, why would your cousin, if your cousin is in the game, why would he give you the blue bandana? Because if I'm not mistaken, he kind of basically implied that you're one of us right now. Like you one of us right now. So, and again too, that still could be, gang members, they do tend to like take care of their family who aren't in the gang. So I think what it was though, y'all, I think they kind of gave Mike that bandana so that just to have, so that when he comes to the area, because whenever he goes by there, they be like, what brought you through? Or what bring you through? Or why, kind of like, why you over here kind of thing. Even though they know he's there for Hulk, Hulk be thinking that if he comes over there, something is up. So I think he gave him the bandana. And it even fooled a lot of us because we were thinking like Hulk can just put Mike in this game. I think he gave him the bandana so that he can have it so nobody will mess with him. That's what I kind of think. I kind of think he did that because, Hulk is new now. He's all about the street life. He's all about the gang. So if his cousin is going to be coming over there, I think he feels like that gives him a little bit of protection. Right, Vanessa. I think he feels like that gives Mike a little bit of protection. Like when he's moving around. Dom is playing the game. She really is, bro, because I don't know what's up with look. Dom about to mess around and get fired. All over Mike. And she claimed she didn't want Mike. She claimed that she was finally over Mike. How did she find out, y'all? How did she find out about the partner coming on to Mike? Now, to me, that was unprofessional, but I think Dom should have got rid of her in a more professional way. Yeah, Vanessa, he was honorary, but Mike was thinking he was full-fledged. But you can't blame Mike, though, because they don't play. They don't play. So you want to know. They don't play, so you want to know, you want to know what's happening. You want to know what's going on. Because they don't play. So Mike was thinking, Mike said, when Mike got that bandana, Mike was like, oh, crap. Y'all, Mike thought he was in it. And I did too. I think a lot of us did. Because it was like, man, they just put Mike up in this game. Mike said he's in the medical field. Mike said he got a medical business. He just don't think that's a good look. Man, they done threw Mike up in the game. Trying to mess with his income and had boyfriend. Yes. Yep. Dom needs to, I'm trying to get some out of my pocket, y'all. Dom needs to stop. Because she claimed it was over. Remember they had the little skit? She was talking about they wouldn't be together and all this kind of stuff. So, I don't understand what the issue is. I understand that lady, that was very unprofessional. That was very unprofessional. for her to that was very unprofessional for her to do what she did. And that's a business partner. She just met him. She just met them. Supposed to be a business partner. So yeah, I understand that was very unprofessional. Very, very unprofessional. So I don't really know. You know, I don't know what her motive for that was. Like, um, Dom's boyfriend, I don't know. The lady was unprofessional. The business partner was unprofessional, but Dominique was unprofessional too. Why'd you discussing that in front of your boyfriend? You know? And then he and what's her name? Rafi's ex. I can't even think of what's old gangster girl's name. You know, they all cool, so that's different. But she knows that Mike and that dude do not get along. And then you discussing his business in front of him. That was crazy. J Diva now. That was all good because J Diva was like family. But I still didn't get, and him and J Diva wasn't even still on the same page that day. They wasn't really even on the same page. So why are you over here discussing this with your boyfriend sitting here? It's almost like she was trying to check Mike. You're trying to check your ex in front of your current. Dominique got issues. She got issues. She worse than Shayla for real. She got issues. How you gonna try to check your current boyfriend? I mean your ex-boyfriend in front of your current boyfriend, and the whole reason you're trying to check him is because you're jealous. So how did she find out though? What happened? Did Mike tell it? Yeah, J Diva. So I really wasn't. Honestly, it should have been a private conversation. But with J Diva being back in town, and J Diva kind of being like Mike's ex-sister-in-law, you know, that could have been okay because she could have been a mediator between the two of them. But why was Dominique's current boyfriend there? Why was the current there? That was so crazy to me. He had no reason to be there. And then, honestly, Dominique is just foolish. Because again, who checks their ex-boyfriend in front of their new boyfriend? You setting up a situation for a problem with your current boyfriend because he's going to think, wait a minute, what's up with this? Are you still into him? And two, you setting them up to argue like they did. So that was real stupid on her part. I don't know what kind of game she playing. She just a little slow. I don't know what's up with her. She doesn't want anybody. She wants Mike, but she wants Mike to kiss her butt. She wants to have Mike on her terms. And now I'm starting to think, do you really want him? Or is it a case of you just don't want anybody else to have him? Do you really want him? Or is it just that you don't want anybody else to have him? Because he's not with Shayla. So being that he's not with Shayla, she had every opportunity to kind of, now I don't blame her. When Mike and Shayla first broke up, Mike was all wanting to jump right in her face. Now I don't blame her for that, for pumping the brakes on that. But she could have been honest and just said, I ain't trying to be no fallback, and I ain't trying to be no rebound type of girl because we got a pass. But I didn't think she was good for you, and we could just keep being friends and just see where it goes. She could have just took that attitude. Right. That's what I think. At this point, at first I thought she wanted him, but now with all the little stuff that she does, all the crazy, the little trickery, the little games and stuff like that, I don't think she wants him. I just think she wants him to be alone because I think she's mad at him. I think she's mad at him for not wanting her when she wanted him. So, exactly. I think she wants him to be alone. I think she just wants him to be alone, tossing and turning with nobody until she's satisfied. I think she feels like him being alone and maybe even watching her be with somebody is where Mike is supposed to be right now. But what she doesn't understand is that if he's alone, it doesn't really hurt Mike that she's with somebody because Mike doesn't really is not that into her like that. And I think the only reason he tried to come on to her after he and Shayla was because he felt like she was right. I don't think he was hurt. Like Sonny keeps telling him, now Sonny gets on my nerves, but Sonny is right about that. He's hurt. So who was the easiest person to go back to? Your ex, but not only your ex, but your ex who kept telling you you didn't need to be with that woman. So, and then plus she's the ex that like people like Malachi feel like they should be together. So if people like that, like Malachi and other people are telling him that they like Dominique. Dominique was telling him that Shayla wasn't about nothing. So I understand him thinking, well, okay, let me just see what me and Dominique can rekindle. But it wasn't the right time. So I just feel like Dominique should have just told him, this ain't the right time. Yeah, I did tell you this and I told you that, but you just hurt right now. So I'm just tired of her. I'm tired of Dominique. All I want to see is Amber, Shayla, and Anthony, and Wayne. Ooh, did y'all see how Amber cut him down yesterday? Oh my gosh, she cut him down bad. Had him picking up his ego pieces and all types of pieces from left, right, over there, over yonder, up under the couch, over on the other side of the room. Ooh, Amber ripped him a new one. The family, yeah. Now the family likes Sonny, especially his grandmother. Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all. Hopefully they won't hear, but that's I was right back by that loud house again. And then, okay, his ass lying talking about they only been. See, that's my thing. That's my thing. Like, why are they writing him so weak? Right, why they writing him so weak? Like they're writing him so selfishly weak. Like, you gonna sit there and tell that lie. Like Anthony really is a narcissist. Now, at first, he just seemed kind of goofy and clueless. But no, he's a narcissist. He really gets mad when you don't listen to the foolishness. First off, I don't know if Rolanda, when she talked to Rolanda said, I knew it. Yes, Vanessa, he really is. Did y'all hear when Ro talked to Amber today? I just wish everybody would stop being so, quit holding these little bits and pieces. Quit holding these little bits and pieces that you know. Like Rolanda said, I knew it. Now, maybe, I'll say in Rolanda's defense, maybe she didn't want to, when Amber said you knew what, maybe she didn't want to tell it because then it's going to make her look like, yeah, you did know, so why didn't you say anything? But at the end of the day, I do think that Amber would give Rolanda more of a pass because she's going to feel like, you know, they went through their little stuff with Anthony. So she may be like, Rolanda is probably thinking, I should have known better because of what we went through. But at the same time, I think she'll probably feel like, well, maybe Rolanda didn't want to say anything because he is her business partner. We went through what we went through, and maybe he lied to her. And it's a conflict of interest because he did lie to Rolanda. He did. Remember, he lied to Rolanda. It's talking about he was just helping Shayla out and didn't want to get Amber worried or whatever. Or, you know, I'm like, what? Which was stupid. Rolanda wasn't stupid. But my thing is, when Rolanda tells Wayne about it, she's going to tell about the apartment. So go ahead and get it out. Like, everybody is they're not they're not saying the things that they should be saying. They're not saying the things that they should be saying. JC, hey Jill, hey Lance Pride in chat. Vanessa says, hey JCZ Crafts. Jill says, hey Miss Vanessa. So Vanessa, well, I don't know. They're not saying the things that they need to be saying. Like when Rolanda said, I knew it. She should have just went ahead and came out and said, well, Anthony has an apartment. I rented it to him over a year ago or however long ago, but I didn't know till recently that Shayla was staying in the apartment. You know, and that would have put her in the clear. That would have put her in the clear. So, like I said, not that she really owes Amber anything, but that would have put her in the clear. And it wouldn't make it look like everybody's just playing behind her back. Vanessa says, I didn't know that was you, Jill. Bob says, Rosie and Anthony is not this nice guy. Exactly. And she probably, she probably realizing that when she and Wayne was trying to get rid of him as a partner the last time, that they really should have. You know, they really should have. Bob says, hey, Jill. Hey, JCZ. Yes, y'all, that's Jill's other channel. Jill's Comfort Zone has another channel where she does a lot of crafting and vlogs and other things like that. So that's her other channel, JCZ, crafts, vlogs, and more. That's Jill's Comfort Zone's other channel. Y'all please check her out if you don't mind. I appreciate it. So yeah, that's what I said. It's like that's the kind of stuff that I'm trying to watch in 2025. You know, stuff that we know is nonfiction. I mean, not nonfiction, but we know it's fiction. Stuff that we know is not real, but it touches on a host of real topics. It's a new year. I don't know. Get out, get outside, take some deep breaths. Breathe in and out. We always been saying that. I really mean that. Like we breathe in and out. Breathe in, pull it in, like Ike told Turner, down in the stomach, in the gut. In, pull it in. Then release it out. Release it out. I don't know what you guys have going on in your personal lives. I hope and pray that your personal lives are on point. I hope and pray that good things are going on in your personal lives. But again, on this social media stuff, start trying to go to straight positivity. Okay? Again, we're human. We're not hypocrites. But some of this stuff is just the same old, y'all. So take a couple of days off. Sometimes you gotta take a couple of days off. And the more I take a couple of days off, the more I'm like my friend who takes off the whole, I'm starting to get what he means. Just, New Year's is a perfect time to do it, but any time is a perfect time to do it. Just give yourself a 30-day fast from social media. A 30-day fast. Because let me tell you, like my post said, you just want to be better. You're not going to do any resolutions. You're just, what does that end up boiling down to? The same old thing. The same old thing. Just like a lot of times people don't do the resolutions because they don't feel like they're going to stick with them, or the goals because they don't feel like they're going to stick with them. Well, they say they're going to do better. Do you really do better? Do you really do better? Now, that in itself is still a goal, a resolution. And so I understand what they mean when they say it's just to do better. My thing is no resolutions, no goals. I just want to do better. I get it. But talk to yourself real good, okay? Talk to yourself real good and make sure that you just want to do better isn't basically the same thing as you not meeting your resolutions, okay? Because are you really going to do better? Are you really going to try to do better? Are you really going to strive to do better? And because I know how I am, and I know my attitude, and I know me as me better than anybody else other than God knowing me, it's just some things, some places I'm just not going. And I haven't been going the past couple of days in 2025, and it feels good. So let me tell y'all, whenever you start doing something different or new and it feels good, you're probably on the right track. All right? You're probably on the right track. You're probably on the right track. Let me see. JCZ says, what show is this again? Okay, Vanessa, thank you, Vanessa, for letting her know. Country Wayne. She said, thank you, Vanessa. Vi says, I'm supposed to be starting my diet, but I'm eating this cheeseburger. At least you admit this, see? Wayne must be in LA. He must be. He must be in LA. And see, just talking about this, I feel like, we talk about Wayne all the time. But it's just, I don't know. It's so refreshing. I'm going to be still going to some of the same places I go, of course. But a lot of times for me, it's not really about where you go. It's about the participation. Like, are you going to be participating? Some stuff I'm not going to be participating. Really, to be truthful and be honest, when I go into chats and stuff now, and this has been going, I've been doing this for months. I just speak, I just speak. I say hello. I'm not trying to find people to really engage with. I have the people that I engage with. Everybody who's in this chat now are people that I engage with. I'm not trying to find anybody particularly new to have like a personal engagement with. I just want to engage on a broad spectrum. Come over here, we engage and have conversation. I don't care, about a lot of the crazy stuff that people do. Some of the people, well, you would think they're the nicest people in the world, but I'm gonna tell you, they sneaky as hell. Okay, they sneaky as hell. So I ain't trying to have that like camaraderie. I'm not gonna even lie to you. I'm not trying to have a camaraderie other than any camaraderies that I haven't already established. I'm not trying to have any camaraderie other than the camaraderies I've established, because people can be around you and can be around you for months, a couple of years, just like the people in your day-to-day life that that you can reach out and touch physically, have conversations on the phone with on a regular basis, grew up with and went to high school with. These people on this app, we haven't. And just because you talk to them and you engage, you still have probably known them for like maybe 3 years, 3, 4 years, maybe 5. Some people, maybe 10, just depending on how long you've been on here. Okay, y'all, I was talking to my neighbor. But, I'm not trying to I'm trying to do something that's fun. This right here is fun for me. Just talking about social media. That's the most engagement. That's engaging enough for me. Right? That's engaging enough for me. We're gonna march while we walk, while we wait on this traffic. See, when we walking, we marching too. We marching. And look, like I said, I'm not perfect now. Like the church sayers go, we backslide. So I'm not even gonna say I'm gonna backslide. There are places that I go that I'm gonna continue to go. It's just I'm not looking for further engagement. All right. I'm not looking for further engagement. And when things start to get a little rough, I'm just gonna put my finger up like they do in the church and step on up out of there. Now, sometimes some stuff is entertaining, but I just got to the point where I'm like, 35 and up, it can't be too entertaining watching people hate each other or argue back and forth or whatever they're doing. And so that's why for the past few months, I've just been doing a lot of, hey, so-and-so, or how you doing? Or if I'm a mod, I just drop the support, thumbs up the live, that kind of stuff. Because it's like we're in an age, this isn't the 80s, this isn't the 90s, this isn't the early 2000s, this isn't even 210 to 220, this is 225. 225, 5 more years is 2030. Why are people in their 3rd, 4th, 5th decade of life Like anybody can have an argument. You know what I'm saying? I don't. That's just human nature. But it's a lot of this stuff that it's too draining. It's too draining. It's too draining. You got people come around you for selfish, ulterior motives. You know, even if they don't start out that way, they become that way. When you feel that energy, drop it. Drop it. Let it go. Let it go. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to be ugly. Just let it go. Because you know when bad energy floats around through your channel, right? You don't need nobody to explain it. You don't need nobody to try to convince you. You know. You know. Let me read the comments, y'all. Because y'all know I'll talk for a while so I gotta pay attention. I said, oh, okay, I'm back up there where we was telling Jill Country Wayne. Jill probably like, what? What is this? Jill, look, Vi loves that Country Wayne, and I do too. Because again, it is something that's different. We know that it's fiction. You know, sometimes when you watch some of this stuff on here, we have to wonder the way some of these people make up, to break up, to break up, to make up. And they're supposed to be like just, content creators and stuff. You're like, is this real? So at least when you start watching somebody who puts on skits, for the most part, that's fiction. It's fiction. Jill says, I am continuing working on the things I've been working on. Yes, yeah. See, and that's the thing too. When people say they're trying to be a better them, a lot of us are trying to do that anyway. Whether it's January 1st, February 1st, March 1st, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December 1st. Many of us are trying to do that. So I understand when people say to be a better them. But at the same time, I also see that a lot of people say that and their actions don't show that. Their actions don't show that. I kind of want my actions to show. See, my actions show me as, we're going to talk about flaws now, right? We're going to talk about flaws. Didn't I say we have to self-identify our own flaws? All right? See, like Jill has talked to me, y'all. Jill has talked to me. Jill knows how my temperament can go from whatever to whatever, up, down, 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 and up, whatever, sideways, crossways, whatever. More than maybe most people on here. But Jill still doesn't know to what extent. But I know she knows to a degree, so she understands what I'm saying. So when I say something like, my patience are short, Jill can be like, shaking her head like, hell yeah, yeah, I would say that. I don't mind somebody knowing me to that degree. Now, all year, last year, and even before that, what have I told y'all from time to time? My patience are short. That is something I need to work on. They have always been short. They have gotten better, and I try my best to improve daily, but I'm still not where I want to be with my level of patience. And it's not just talking about being patient with other people. Sometimes it's being patient with myself. I'm impatient with myself too. I say I'm going to do something or I'm not going to do something else that I may feel or deem as negative behavior. And what I do, I'd be like, man, up that. So I'm not perfect. I'm still working on it. So I get it when people say that they're working on it. I get it. But sometimes I do run into people who truly don't mean that. Or maybe they do mean it, but in the time that I've known them, they haven't tried. I don't really hear a lot of people acknowledge their flaws. And I'm not trying to get a pat on the back for acknowledging them. But I also know that is just always a first step to anything. To anything that you want to do better or anything that you want to improve, you got to always acknowledge the downside of it. Let's see. Did Retirement Days come in here? Bad Spread Chronicles. Hey, y'all. I didn't see y'all coming here because I've been walking and talking and trying to watch what's going on. Let's see. Hey, Lines Pride and chat. Hello, Retirement Days. Hey, Retirement Days. Jill says, but you can't judge people who by who they watch. Uh, that's true. You can't judge people by who they watch. That's why I say it's a lot of stuff that y'all gonna still see me watching. But you will definitely like my behavior. My behavior in the chat is always mellow unless somebody makes it hot. You know, it's always mellow. So that's why I say we're human. Like we all do things, and we all like a little drama. We all like a little mess. It's just like when we go to the movies. You know, some people like straight comedy. Some people like straight drama. Some people like the messy type of four women and a man kind of, you know, or the couples and stuff like that. You know, just kind of family drama, romantic drama, the dramedies, the romantic dramas, and all that kind of stuff. Some people like that, right? Okay, so and then you got some people who just like scary movies. They like, or some people don't like movies at all. They like documentaries. They like sports. So everybody likes what they like. So you really can't. There's no way to really judge a person based on what they watch, in my opinion. In my opinion. But some people do say birds of a feather flock together, you know. And I guess that would be considered flocking, you know, if you stay in a lot of stuff that's messy. Because even if you don't partake in it or participate in it, you kind of get a thrill of it. For something gives you a thrill in it. Something gives you. So I can see when people would say birds of a feather flock together. But even in that instance, it doesn't always mean that that's the type of character that they have. You know, it doesn't mean that that will be their behavior. That's the kind of behavior that they have. You know, like again, sometimes for some people, it's just entertainment. Even though some people, you think it comes off as real. For some people, watching is something that's a little entertainment. They watch it and then they go on about their business. So, you know, I guess it's just, it depends on the person's perspective. I can see some people saying, well, if you watch that, you gotta like it. You gotta be that way to a degree. So I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? I would take that. I would feel like they're judging me. But hey, they are judging me by where they see me. They're judging me by their actions. And actions speak louder than words. By my actions. So just seeing me there, but at the same time, they can do that. They can judge me. But to label me would be wrong. Is what I'm saying, I guess. So you can judge, say, well, okay, they like it. Because I'm thinking the same thing. If you're there, you like it. If I'm there, I'm liking something about the drama at the time. Some people, it could be some people getting some resolution, getting some straightening, getting stuff settled in a good way so that they can go on about their way. So you just never know why the person is there. Sometimes the person just likes the channel holder. A whole bunch of drama may be going on, or a whole bunch of mess, but you might just like the channel holder. And so you're there, and you're just supporting them because through all the stuff that they got going on right now on the channel, maybe you and he or you and she are good. You know, maybe y'all are good. But I just feel like when people say I'm gonna do better, not all people, but I think sometimes those are the main people who say I don't do resolutions anymore. I don't do the New Year's goals and resolutions anymore. Because some of them say they don't stick. They can't stick to them. So not all, but many will say, well, I'm just going to do better. And I'm just like, are you? Like, are you? I ask myself, am I? Am I? I'm not changing as a person completely, but there are some things I do want to change about what I do. Jill says, I know I don't behave like most of the people I watch in my real life. I am not an evil person, and I always love on others. Bedspread says, I feel you. That's deadlines in a, yep. Right, Airsby. Jill says, I know who I am, and that's all that matters. I don't really care. I think she care what folks think. You know what, Jill? Sometimes I think when we say we don't really care what people think, I think we really mean it. But at the same, on the flip side of that, if I'm talking about some of the things I see on social media, people will say they don't care. Because I don't care like what somebody thinks But I give a lot of damn cares about the way people act towards me and what they do. So it kind of makes it seem like, well, I say I don't care, but I do care. Because if I didn't, because when I think don't care about something, I'm like, I see it, don't see it, laugh it off and keep going, never even address it. That's what I think with don't care. And even then, that's a degree of care. Or, I mean, you see what you see, you know? But sometimes, like, if I say I don't care what people think, I don't. I really don't. But I don't say that a lot because sometimes if I say I don't care, people take it to mean I don't care, period. Yeah, I don't care what you think about me, but I do care about what actions you show and throw at me. I do care about that. Jill says when stuff gets too crazy, I just exit and come back another time. I know. Yep, that's the best. That's the best way to do. That's the best way to be. Aresby says, right, Jill. Yep, I leave that mess right up on here. Yep. Sometimes that's what you gotta do. You gotta leave it, and you know what? And then you come back later, and if it's still sitting there, leave it again. You know, just leave it again. I just think sometimes people. I think anything that we see and we do, even when we say we're not gonna let it worry us, y'all, if y'all, whoever's still in the chat, let me know. Honestly, has there not been a time when you're not online, when you're at work, or you're just at home doing your household chores, duties, or just chilling, watching TV? Are there not times where you think about some of the junk that you see on social media? Are there not times when you think about some of the stuff that you see? And I'm not talking about, oh, you think about it for a second and then it never to think of it again. I'm talking about when you're not on for hours or days. How many times have you thought about some of the stuff that has gone on? Some of the relationships or entanglements that are going on. Now, if you never do, because sometimes people will say they put their phone down, they put their laptop down, and the stuff that's on social media, they don't think about it anymore. Until they start, getting a craving or yearning to see something and check things out. But then you got other people who say that, but I honestly ask them, so if you're off for 3 days, do you just not think about it, period? Jill says, I don't have time to be vindictive and trying to harm or hurt people. Me neither, unless that's reciprocated. Me neither, unless that's reciprocated. Because as people, we're all different. So that's another thing too. I can't really always expect people to act, react, or respond the way that I would. So you have to learn to be like that quickly. Bai says, I like to support, but I take breaks because you get burned out on this. Yeah, right, Bai. You definitely do. You definitely do. You take breaks. I respect you for that. It's like all you can do is respect somebody for that. JCZ says, until you show me something different, I will continue to pass on judgment. Right. Okay. You have some who act sweet on camera but are indeed evil people. Yep. Vanessa says, that's right. If I'm there, I like the channel holder. Right, Vanessa. That's how it's gotten for me. Quite a few places that I go now. I just like the channel holder. I don't care what mess they're in or have been in or have not been in. It's something about them. If I'm there, there's something about them that I like. Jill says, I do care about someone lying on me. Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yep. Because what you say, what is it, Jill, that a lot of people say? I'm going to go up because I think I might be kind of behind. But what is it that people say? Some people say you can lie to me, but don't lie on me. And some people say, just don't lie about me, period. Don't lie to me and don't lie on me. Aries B says, I have so much going on in my real life, I don't think about it until I pick my phone up and log on. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people are starting to, I've been hearing a lot of people say that lately, Aries B, that, you know, lately they just been trying to get themselves together. And see, and another thing, I'm not going to get into the religious aspect, but, you know, when they say the book of life, that means everything we did in life. Everything we did in life. Now, you have some people who feel like they know what God is going to judge everybody on. You know, we do know the things that he's going to, you know, the things that we've been instructed not to do morally, ethically, legally, that are not conducive to having the behavior that God would like for us to have. We know that, right? But you got some who feel like, oh, well, it's just social media. You think God cares about social media? God cares about your actions. God cares about your actions. So, not to go deep into the religious part of it, but personally, sometimes I do think about that. I'm like, okay, it's not like they're going to carve this little part out and say, okay, sit this over here in this box, because that was social media. Whatever behavior they had over there that wasn't in line with life's, the things in life that, you know, everything else in life that we were doing. See, that's over there. We're going to put this right here in social media. So you ain't got to worry about all the low down, dirty stuff you did there. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. Because when you're dealing on social media, you're dealing still with life. It's not your life per se off of social media, but you're still doing certain things that aren't conducive to a certain walk, you know, especially by a certain age that people should have. Let's see. Stefan says, every year I say I'm going to lose weight, then 5 minutes later I start cooking myself something to eat. Stefan, I mean, bye. Listen, I'm saying your name because when people change their names, that's what they want to be called. And some people have an issue with that. So forgive me, bro. I've been good. I've been good by saying your name. Okay? And you know, that's for a reason. Now, it's somebody on here that'll be mad. Well, I gotta get used to it. No. That's his name. Whether you used to it or not, that's his name. So that's what I mean when I say sometimes people can be so, people can be something else. You know, if you got something going on, you say, hey, Lions, can you do this by me instead? I'm like, cool. I ain't gonna be mad at you when I slip up, okay? I'm not gonna be mad at you when I slip up. Jill says, yes, that's a difference though. I don't care about what you think, but when you start labeling me, telling lies on me, or trying to defame my name, it's a different story. Yes, yeah, that's totally different. That's totally different. Because, you know, people are gonna do it anyway. There are a lot of things that people know they be wrong, right? And they do it anyway. Those are the people I'm just not trying to. That's why I say no new affiliations. You know, no any old affiliations that were let go, be let go. They gone. All right. Does that mean you hate people? No. It just means that we don't know each other anyway, besides on here. We've never been raised together, didn't go to school together, aren't neighbors, not family members, we're not friends. We were acquaintances on here. So if it's gone, it's gone. Right? If it's gone, it's gone. And you gotta care, like those things that Jill talked about. You gotta care about that because you're on here. And you got some people You don't want to have anything to do with them. But for some reason, they just can't not have anything to do with you. And you just like, I don't rock with you. You don't rock with me. Like, don't lie on me. Don't lie to me. Don't lie about me. Like, we are nothing. We happen to cross paths. The paths just that they crossed, they didn't work. So go on about your business. You know, that's why I always say, y'all know I always say, you should be able to be in a chat with somebody and see and don't see them. And they see and don't see you. Period. Jill says, I just don't let it interrupt my life. Vanessa says, I think about it. Yeah, see, Vanessa, yeah, you do. I mean, it just happens. Now, you don't let it consume you, but you do think about it. I guess it's just human nature. When we're not on this app, some people will say they don't think about it at all. And I get what they're saying. They're not saying that. Say, for instance, it's somebody they really click with, they're cool with. You know, they're thinking, I wonder did so-and-so go live today? But they may not really go check. That's what I mean. Some people just, they haven't allowed themselves to become too attached. They may say something like, oh, say content creator A, content creator B are really, really cool. Content creator B is, say A, B, C, D, E, and F, 5 channels. What's that, A, B, C, D, E? A, B, C, D, E, 5 channels, really cool. Now, if C all of a sudden has taken a break and then telling about it, of course they're going to think about her or him. And of course, he or she is going to wonder probably, well, I haven't been on in a few days. I wonder what they doing. You know, that's normal. That's normal. But if they can say, but you know what, I'm going to take the rest of this 20 days off because I'm taking a break, then that's normal. That's normal. But you have some people, as soon as they think about that, they go check. And that's normal because they're checking on the people who they do have a camaraderie with. They have a relationship with, right? But you got some people, they just can't resist. Not so much as the people that they click with, they're cool with. They can't miss the drama. They can't miss the negative stuff. They just can't. They can't do without it. They cannot do without it. They can't miss it. Jill says, I'm not going to let it disrupt my life, but I do think about some things. Yeah. And like, again, I think it's normal. I just think I think that that's normal, but I think that it's the way that you respond to those thoughts. Sometimes we have to make sure that that's kept in check. Yeah. Eric says, that's true on the Book of Life. We will be accountable. Yes. Yep. Bob says it's okay. You said my name. Look at Jill laughing. This day going by fast. It really is. This Saturday has been going by fast, y'all. Jill says, good night, everyone. I need to run to the store and then get back here to finish dinner. Have a blessed weekend. Have a blessed weekend, Jill. And I think I got most of your comments. Y'all know when I'm walking, I'm trying to watch out and pay attention to my surroundings. I'm trying to, think and make sure I say things the way I want to say them, not the way they may come out and they not be good, So if I miss any comments, I'm sorry about that, but I think I got the bulk of y'all's comments. And again, that's why I like a small chat, because even if I do miss comments, you guys can keep the flow going, and it stays, it stays smooth. It stays smooth. Stefan says, good night, Jill. Vanessa says, good night, JCC. Have a great weekend. Yes, so it stays smooth. And look, it went by so fast, Stefan. You're right. It's been an hour and 5 minutes. It's been an hour and 5 minutes. An hour and 6 minutes, technically. So what do y'all, Vanessa and Stefan, what do y'all think? Aris B, if you're still here, Aris B, I think all of your comments as well. Because I don't like it. I don't like for people to think that I'm ignoring their comments. But I do think most of us are adult enough to know that sometimes we miss comments for one reason or another. Sometimes it's because we're on top chat, top messages, and not all messages. And sometimes you have to click off of the all messages and click onto the top messages to see some of the messages, right? I see so many people complain about their messages not getting seen. Well, that's just, you just never know, especially if it's a huge chat. The messages are moving fastly, quickly. So sometimes messages are going to get missed. And so yes, they may see the one right before yours or the one right after yours, but you don't know if their messages are on top chat or, top messages or all messages. So it's like social media and the ins and outs of it, the networkings of it, just the simple things about it. Sometimes people get mad at the simplest of things. Like, I know they saw my comment. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they were on top messages. You're on all messages. Maybe, yeah, they did read off the comment before you, and now 3 or 4 beneath you, they're reading that off. It's still, not only did yours get missed, but 1 or 2 other people's got missed too. But some people are just, sometimes social media is so schoolish. Y'all, yes, Vanessa, it's so schoolish. Like, they didn't see it. And then guess what? What if they did see it? What if they did see it? Maybe they just didn't want to respond to it. Maybe they just didn't want to respond to it. Doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing, though. It doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. Maybe they just didn't want to respond to it. Sometimes some of these comments are something else. Sometimes some of these comments go by and you just be like, I know they didn't just say that. And you just let it go. Like you don't even want to address it. And that's your prerogative not to address it. Someone says, I just like supporting people. I support on YouTube and I'm not in drama. So I stay out of it. I don't blame you, bro. I don't blame you. And that's how I'm getting now. Because I pretty much stay out of it. Of course, every now and again, I might get a tap with somebody. But because people try to tell you how you should be or tell you what you should think and stuff like that. I don't like that. Now, that's the one thing, how Jill said, don't lie on her. I'm like that too. Don't lie on me. Don't lie about something I said or did. And don't try to control me. Don't try to control me. You got too many adults trying to control other adults. Vanessa says, I know mine can be. Vanessa, your comments be fine. But sometimes some of these comments, you be like, huh? Now, if it's typos and stuff like that, but I'm talking about sometimes a person will put a comment in the chat and you're like, and I'm not talking about my chat per se. I'm just saying chats in general. And you're like, where did that come from? Like, huh? You just got this blank stare and this kind of look, about you. And you like, what it is. Sometimes maybe you missed some interaction. Maybe there was a conversation within the chat. So that's possible. But sometimes you just got messy people. Sometimes you just got messy people. And they're saying stuff that's just not even related to the chat. Unneeded and unnecessary. Not related to the chat. It's unneeded and it's unnecessary. So, sometimes that's when you look at those comments like that, you're like, okay, whatever. And you just kind of let them go. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I think I'm far away now. I'm far away from the music. I go back and delete some of mine. Like, what the heck am I talking about? Vanessa, look, have you ever been behind in the chat and didn't know it until you kind of read your comment, like reread it? I try not to ever be in a chat where the chat is so fast I can't reread my comment. But have you ever reread your comment, or you put a comment in and you realize that you need to skip to the live because you're behind, and it's like your comment, and people in the chat are like, oh, she way behind, y'all. She need to catch up. She is behind. And then you even then you think to yourself, you just kind of put your hand to your head and like, I bet you everybody's like, what is she talking about? Like, please catch up. Like, please catch up. Bye says, Vanessa, sometimes I look at my comment, said, I put that. I know, y'all. I know, y'all, right? Sometimes I look at the comment, I'm like, did I put that? Like, hold up, what were we talking about? What were they talking about? Like, I had to be, like, off. I'm way out of line. I'm like, this don't even match up with what she's talking about at this point. So it's like, you put that comment in there, and you skip up to the live, and you're all out of whack. Okay, maybe I can talk over it now, y'all. But they were playing that. I ain't gonna even say the name because I hope YouTube didn't catch it. So I be like, did I put that? Why did I put that? And I'll go back a little bit. I'll hit the live. I'm like, I know they think I'm crazy. I'm talking about what she was saying 10 minutes ago. The topic of conversation I'm addressing was talked about 10 minutes ago. Yeah, it'd be so embarrassing in the chat. Like you was just all out of way. Way in the wrong spot. Way in the wrong spot. Way in the wrong spot. So y'all listen. This is 2025, and y'all know what it is. Like we was talking about, are we doing some things different? Are we gonna do some things the same? But we're gonna keep walking, right? We're gonna keep walking, running, jogging, whatever it is that you're doing to get that cardiovascular aerobic fitness in each day of the week. Now, you can do 7 days a week. There's nothing wrong with that. But if not 7, strive for 5. That way, if you don't hit 5 and you miss a day or two, you've at least gotten 3 or 4 days in of cardiovascular activity, okay? Be it what? Walking, skipping, jogging, running, dancing, skating, walking in place, okay, marching, okay, hula hooping, boxing. You can go swimming. It's cold outside, so we can go to an indoor pool. When it's hot outside, go to an outside pool. Go hiking if there's hiking in your area, okay? You can ride your bicycle through the neighborhood. Remember to put on that helmet and those pads, okay? And if you go skating, also remember to put on that helmet and those pads. Unless you're one of these young buck run tenderonis around here and you could just do that like that. Make sure that you put on that protective gear, okay? Get outside and ride your bicycle around your neighborhood, around your apartment complex, okay? If you don't want to ride that bicycle outside because it's too hot or it's too cold, ride that indoor stationary bike, okay? Get on your treadmill, get on your elliptical, get on your walking pad. I have just given you guys almost 20 different things you can do, okay? 20 different things you can do to keep that cardiovascular and aerobic fitness up. I have not seen my dog today, Stephon. I have not seen him today. His little barking behind. I have not seen him. I miss little buddy. I haven't seen him in a while. I haven't seen him in about a week. Sure haven't. I haven't seen him in about a week. I think it was coming up to maybe just after Christmas. Just after Christmas. And so, and though I say there's nothing wrong with doing exercise, cardiovascular exercise activity of some form every day of the week, hello, make sure that you check with your healthcare professional, okay? Your primary healthcare professional, your specialty professionals, right? Your nurse practitioners, your physician's assistants, your therapists, your physical therapists, your occupational therapists, your psychotherapists, okay? Psychiatrists, all of those, it all plays a part in not just your physical, but your mental as well, all right? Your, not, who else? Your dietitian, your nutritionist, because it's, all of it is, not just about the physical, right? It's about what you take in mentally. It's about what you eat, what you put into your body. So all of those healthcare providers are a part of your healthcare team. Your specialty doctors, they form a circle around you. I call the circle an atom. You are the nucleus of that atom. You're the most important part, okay? All right, you're the most important part of these functioning cells that we have. So, listen, have an open lines of communication, and talk to them. Listen to them when they talk to you. Talk to new ones when you think you need to. Just try to find the most trusted ones you can find. All right? Because whether your goal is to lose weight or whether your goal is just to remain healthy and fit, it all has to come together, right? It all has to come together. If that mental isn't right, then you could be physically fit, but just imagine how much better it could be if your mental is good, right? You can be mentally okay, but you're not quite where you want to be as far as your physical fitness. Imagine you start getting into that physical fitness, how much better your mental will improve, okay? There are some things that have happened to you. There are some things that have happened to us that we cannot change. We can't change. We wish that we could change it, but we can't. There are some things we've done that we can't change. We wish that we could change it, but we can't. You just have to lean on to whatever understanding and beliefs that you have. And for me, my beliefs are asking for forgiveness and redeeming yourself. Because a lot of times you can ask for forgiveness, but if you keep doing the same old thing, then are you really seeking forgiveness? Did you seek forgiveness, right? You have to redeem yourself. So when you ask for forgiveness, and sometimes, depending on what you did and to who you did it to, forgiveness may not be afforded to you from them. So all you can do is take it to God, know that you knew that you were wrong, even if you intentionally did what you did, okay? You knew that it was wrong, but you've grown. Maybe you were a full-grown adult when you did it. We all do wrong things at some point in our lives. So you gotta know when you're ready to even seek forgiveness. Some people aren't even ready to seek forgiveness. Some people aren't don't feel bad about what they did, right? So if you feel bad about it, you've done all you can. You've went to that person, and even if you're too afraid to go to that person, you've expressed your forgiveness through whichever religious outlet you choose. That's all you can do. That's all you can do, And so it's the same thing about our when we get to these points, like when we talk about New Year's resolutions and things we want to do. Even if over the years you don't stick to them, you only stick to one or two, well, you can't beat yourself up about those. That's not really a good reason to stop making New Year's resolutions. That's not really a good reason to stop trying to be better, if that's what you're going to say. Continue to try to be better. But just know that you can continue to do that daily, no matter what day it is. New Year's Day, July 4th, Labor Day, Christmas Day, and there's nothing you can do to change a lot of the bad things or the questionable things maybe, and even the good things that you've done. Some people have done a lot of good things and weren't shown any kind of appreciation, and you might think, I shouldn't have even done it. You've done it now. There's nothing, you can't take it back. God knows your heart. You were doing something good, stand on it. But most of us, it's those questionable things that we've done. All we can do is ask for forgiveness. The party we've injured, God, and show repentance. Redeem yourselves. Redeem yourself. If you haven't always been a good friend, you haven't always been a good parent, a good child, a good coworker, a good spouse, if you guys still have a relationship at all, and even if you don't, try your best, do what you can to redevelop that relationship. Hey, Shawanda, welcome into the chat. Shawanda says, hey, everybody, do what you can. Try your best. You may have done some ugly things, said some ugly things. You cannot take it back. But at least show that person or those people that you have changed. That you have changed. You're the same person maybe, but with a different mindset and a different set of action. Okay? A different heart. Okay? So whatever your healthcare situation is, your health issues, listen to your doctors, listen to your body. When you're working out, work your body, work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. Okay? And switch things up. Switch things up sometimes, okay? Your body wants to do different things sometimes. Your body wants to do different things sometimes. It does. It wants you to show it something new, right? It wants you to show it something new. What do I call it? I say it gets like writer's block, right? You know how sometimes you get writer's block? You're a writer. You just can't develop another story, for anything. It's like you're just stuck. And you know that first case of writer's block is probably the worst for a writer because they probably don't even really imagine that that's what it is. It doesn't really click with them at first that that's what it is. That writer's block. Vanessa and Stefan says hi. Shawanda, thank you for coming through here, Shawanda. I appreciate you. Stefan, I still don't see, you talk about my little dog. I didn't see him today either. I didn't see him today either. So I guess, I don't know, he's probably inside. It's probably a little bit nippy for him, a little bit too cold for him. He don't want to come out here. So you guys, it's been an hour and 23 minutes. Y'all know I try not to keep you long. Because listen, and 2 hours is a long time to be live, y'all, okay? 2-3 hours is a long time to be live. It's 24 hours in a day, okay? 24 hours in a day. You sleep 8, hopefully. You work 8, that's 16. So that's another 8 left for you and your family. So I try not to hold you on here too long. Stefan says good night, everyone. Good night, bro. Thank you for coming through. And look, we got to go over there and catch up. When I get off here, I'm going to hit the shower. All right, get out of the shower. We're going to see what those skits doing. We're going to see what those skits talking about. I know, Stefan, every time we chat, look, we was all over the place today. We was just talking, then we got on our country Wayne, then we just started talking about, the new year, trying to just, whatever you do, because each person is different. Like Jill said, you can't judge people for what they do or what you see. People are different. But whatever you do, if it's draining, maybe you need to do something different, okay? If it's draining, kind of wearing you down, maybe you need to do something different, okay? Vanessa says, good night, Lunch Party, everyone. Thank you, Vanessa. Good night, Vanessa, for coming in, for making the live lively, y'all. All of you guys make the live lively, and that's what I'm talking about. How many people were in here? It was Stefan, Vanessa, Jill, Aries B came through. Betty from Retirement Days came through. Shawanda came through. I don't want to miss anybody, but I like my chat like that. I like it like that. It's cozy. B Spice. B Spice was the first one in here. So, I like it like that. It keeps things nice, keeps the conversation flowing. And even if we're talking about something that you're not really into, like we always switch over into something else. It's just something that we want to talk about things over here. Of course, I want people to move, to get up and move, to keep moving, to move consistently, keep moving consistently, be persistent about it, okay, daily. And if you can't do it daily, that's fine. Everybody is everybody, okay? Some people may only want to work out or exercise 3 days a week. Some people may only want to do it 2 days a week. You got some people who start out 5 to 7 days a week, but the goal is to get to where they want to be in their weight category and to get where they want to be mentally, and then bring it down to 2 or 3 days a week. So, I understand that. I understand that some people want to get to a certain fit level, and then they don't have to exercise every day. But make sure, just for general practice, just general health and fitness, try to strive for 5, and that way if you miss a day or two, you've at least done 3 or 4 days. But bare minimum 2. All right, bare minimum 2. And incorporate some resistance weight training in there, because when you incorporate that resistance, that weight training, you become toned, you're working those muscles, and you're allowing those same muscles to be able to go longer when you do your cardiovascular and your aerobic activity, okay? Find out what your maximum heart rate should be for your age and your gender. Find that out, okay? Then, when you find that out, get your target heart rate range. That is the minimum your heart, that is a range that tells you how fast your heart should be beating while you're exercising, especially to lose weight, okay? So we drop nuggets over here. We don't go too deep into it because, one, YouTube doesn't give us any licenses, certifications, or registrations. We acquire those things on our own, right? Right. But we gotta protect those things, okay? So anything that you hear over here or you see me do over here, from the smallest to whatever, do so at your own risk. It's for entertainment, educational, informational purposes only. We drop nuggets over here in Lions Pride. You guys pick those nuggets up and you go research them and find some reputable sources, and you research those nuggets, and then you take them to your doctor, your nurse practitioner, your physician's assistant, and you learn more, okay? You figure out what works for you. So, good night, y'all. I love you. I appreciate you. If it's the Lord's will, we'll be back here tomorrow in Lions Pride doing another Let's Walk and Talk. Okay? It's still early. It's still early. And again, you don't have to wait till the new year, but the new year is a good time, as well as other times, to just try to do things better and to do them differently. And just strive to be a better you. So don't let people bother you. Okay, and don't y'all bother anybody, okay? Because we gotta say that part. Don't let people stress you out, okay? Don't let people stress you out. And if you find yourself in a misery lounge, grab your grip and go. GYGAG. Grab your grip and go. If somebody is in your space, your spot, and they're not being conducive to the growth that you would like to see, put them out. Put them out, okay? And I'm trying to talk over that music, y'all. So if you find someone in your lounge, in your spot, in your place, in your ecosystem, and they're causing havoc, put them out, okay? You want to have a nice equilibrium in your ecosystem, all right? So I wish you guys peace, positivity, and prosperity, because without peace, we know there's chaos. Without positivity, there's negativity. And wherever chaos and negativity live together, roam together, it continues to grow, and it prevents you from prospering to your fullest potential. Okay? Greetings, sis. Hey, Joelle. Greetings, sis. Happy Sunday. Hey, it's Saturday. It's Saturday. Yeah, Joelle, you done pushed us up to Sunday, girl. It's Saturday, sis. Happy Saturday to you. How are you? I'm about to get up out of here. It's been an hour and a half. Okay, y'all, they turned it up louder. I was trying to catch it, but it's been an hour and a half, girl. Where you been, Joelle? My mind is bad, sis. Let my ass off. I'm working on my syllabus for these students, child. Oh, I got you. What grade you teaching, Joelle? What grade do you teach? But yeah, girl, we've been all over the place. We've been having a good time over here. I hope you have had a great start to your new year. I hope all is good with you. So again, y'all hear that music, don't you? YouTube, it ain't me. It ain't me. It ain't me. It's loud. But yes, y'all, I will see you guys. College. Okay, college. Girl. Yes, college. Look, that's a good age group, though. That's a good age group. They can take you there. It's almost like you go back to the little children when you're dealing with a lot of those college students. I ain't gonna lie to you. When it's the college students, because some of them are so used to being spoiled and babied and stuff. at high school by their parents. Some of them are so used to being spoiled. Sometimes when you teaching college kids, it's easier to teach the little ones. Sometimes it's easier to teach the little ones. See, I love them though. See, I'm telling you, some of them can be so spoiled. It's almost like it's that last little time before they gotta hit full adulthood, full-fledged adulthood. You know, a lot of college students, a lot of high school students are basically living the lives of adults now. You know, they don't really have, they may be kind of by themselves. What do you call it when they're independent? Emancipated. Some of them are emancipated, or then some of the college students, well, they're technically grown, they're 18, but some of them have been treated like babies. So on the college level, you get them from being spoiled to being very, very independent and self-sufficient. So you get a lot with that college range. You get a lot. So I will see you guys in Lions Pride on the next Let's Walk and Talk in Lions Pride. Bye, y'all. Hold up. And they swear wrong, and they're really children at heart. Yeah, they're children at heart who need love and nurturing. They get it from me. That's good. That's good. I call them my young black men. That's good, especially in college, because when young black men go to college, they already from birth are expected to be able to do a lot of the stuff that other men aren't able to do, you know? So, or not even so much as to do a lot of the things that they can't do, but to put up with a lot of the things that other men don't have to put up with. So, yeah. And I know sometimes they make us mad because you look at the decisions that they make and the choices that they make, choices of the people they choose to hang around them, the people that they choose to cuddle. You know, the very people that they choose to cuddle are usually the people who don't have any really good intentions for them unless they're an athlete. And that's just the bottom line, unless they're an athlete. If they're an athlete, they have great intentions for them because they expect for the attention and the good that falls off of them to drop onto them as well. So, that's a whole life. That's a whole life. Preach now. I'm not going to hold you. We will continue this. Love you. Love you, Chickadee. Love you, Joyelle. And I hope, were you able to be, did they straighten it out in the live? Were you able to go into Sin's live? Because I couldn't, if somebody had blocked you, I couldn't do it. She would have to do it. So hopefully she checked. You are? Okay. Joyelle, I don't know why. I do remember talking to Mad Dog though. Mad Dog said that it was like a lot of trolls that day. And I told her I wasn't sure because I came in late. And even after I came in, I was like putting bags in the car and stuff and just trying to get home. So I wasn't sure what happened. So she was thinking that maybe it had to be a mistake or an accident. Probably somebody got you trying to get somebody else. And sometimes when they do that, the content creator has to be the one to unblock it. So I'll ask her to look at it again to see. So I will see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk in Lions Pride. Happy Saturday, y'all. Continue to have a wonderful weekend. Bye, y'all.